Hey makers, welcome to the uDesign It Studio. I wanted to share with you a very cool free online tool that you can use to up your crafting game. Today we're going to look at templatemaker.nl. It is a fun tool to use to make 3D boxes, and we're talking heart shapes and standard boxes, rectangles, bloated boxes, match boxes. There's a lot of different boxes and also different shapes like diamonds and whatnot. And we're going to go to the site and actually look around a little bit, download one of the templates. I'll be talking a little bit about the download process and the different types of files that you can use, and I'll show you a completed project that I made with it. At the end of the video, I'm also going to give you some tips of things that I learned when I was using this website and actually creating the project to hopefully help you out with your process. So let's jump into templatemaker.nl. I really am excited to show you this website. When you come onto the home page, you can see that there are a bunch of little icons here at the top that it's easy to navigate to each of the different shapes or boxes that they offer. Or you can scroll down and each has a picture, a short description. You can change the unit of measurement to either millimeter, centimeter, or inch, change the length, width, height, if it's a box, a lid height, and there are actually more options. If you just use this, which you can, and you click create, it will make a PDF or you download a PDF. But I would like to click on more options, and we're going to use the heart. So scroll back up to the top. I'm just going to do it the fast way. Now, when you click on these icons, it'll open up individual pages for each of the different shapes. And as you can see, they've made it extremely easy because they not only give you the picture, they give you some information regarding the shape that you're going to be creating the template for. Like, for example, the length is actually the length from like the center of the heart through the point, the lid height, the actual height of the bottom part of the box. They've even provided a little table where you can see if the shape is 35% to 75%, and this is just their example, and the tilt is 25 degrees to 65 degrees, again, just examples, what those shapes would look like. And before we mess with this, let's scroll down a little bit more. It, of course, gives you some more information. Talks about the measurements are different to standard boxes because of the way that the shape is modeled. Talks about the percentages. And even gives you almost a 2D but 3D visual on how the tilt and things work. Some samples of the boxes open, and also a little GIF of putting together the box. So let's scroll back up here. They also provide you with a visual on what the box would look like if left as is. So whenever you download it, whether it's a PDF or whatever file type, this is what it will look like. And you can see that they've even included score lines and tabs for gluing. So, all right, let's move over here. And because I work with inches most of the time, I'm going to change the dimensions to inches. And let's change the shape. I want to show you what this looks like because it's actually pretty cool. So I'm going to make this 35 just by using the table that's on the side. So it's 35% I'm going to use for the shape. And then I'm going to use I'll just make this one 35 also. And as you can see, it actually changes the preview of the box, so you can see what it looks like. So say, for example, I'm going to do 95% and leave it at the 35. It almost gives you a perfect circle. So you can play around with these to create whatever shape that you want, whether it be the heart box or envelope, whatever you want to do. So let's scroll down here, and I am going to show you two different versions of this box, and there's a reason. When you come down to the bottom, now if you're going to print it as a PDF, of course you want to fit your page to the drawing, but you also have the options of all these different types of page sizes. The resolution, if you're printing, of course that matters, but if you're just going to be downloading an SVG, that's something totally different. And the perforation length is actually, in the instance where you do not have a scoring tool or scoring stylus, it will actually cut out small rectangles where your fold lines are, so it's easy for your cardstock to fold. And then again, page arrangement can be vertical or horizontal. Again, with a PDF, that may matter because it may fit on the page better that way. And then you also have your file format. Like I said before, the default is a PDF, which of course you can download. You can download it and print it and use a pair of scissors or an X-Acto knife to cut it out. You can download an SVG file, a Cricut file, SignCut Pro. Then they also have perforated SVG and perforated DXF files. So if you wanted to download the perforated already done, then you could just click on these and download them. Now I'm going to first start off with the SVG file because there is a difference between that and the actual Cricut file. So let's jump right into Illustrator after I download. So I opened the file in Illustrator, and as you can see, there are two hearts and then the bottom pieces, because this is the height of the bottom, and then two hearts and then the two pieces for the lid. And when I zoom in, these bluish green lines are actually the score lines. The nice thing about it too is it actually gives you the information about your shape. And so here's our heart-shaped box. This is the dimensions and the degrees and the shape. And it also says lid. So what I'm going to do is, real quick, I'm going to ungroup this and I'm going to change the coloring to red. Send that to back so you can still see this. And I am just going to give you an idea of what you can do. Like the conversation hearts for Valentine's Day. So I did Be Mine. I'm just going to drag it down here. And I'm going to actually cut these letters out so you can see the coloring of this. So for this one, I'm going to ungroup again. And I'm going to change this to a more of a pink color. Okay. Let's bring that there and let's make this. I'm just using a standard. Just that. So I'm going to create outlines by Control or Alt, or Command or Alt, Shift, and hit the O on the keyboard. So the text is now not editable. And I'm going to go to Object, and make a compound path, which it is still there. We'll just color it in. Now we'll come over and do a minus front. So here is your bee mine. And the one thing you have to be mindful of is that the center of the bee, because it is enclosed, you have to do a little bit of extra gluing to put everything together. But for example, I'm going to spin this around, move this to the back. So now you have the bee mine. I'm going to leave these the same, but I'm going to group them to make sure that they are together when we move them into our cutting software. I'm going to be using Cricut Design Space. And then down here, just to make everything easy, let's ungroup these. And we're going to change these to red. Move it to the back. Ungroup again. And group. And then the last thing I'm going to do is actually delete the logo because I don't need it. I'm going to take this and group it. And this and group it because it'll be easier when I pull it into the design software. And then I'm going to group everything here. I'm going to open up my asset export, click and drag, and hard box. It's already selected as an SVG, and click export, and then we'll go into Design Space. All right, now we're in Design Space, and I uploaded my image and placed it on my canvas. And as you can see, it has all of the pieces that we had just modified in Illustrator. And I will show you how we do the next part. Because, for example, well, first of all, let's ungroup all of this. And the lines here, your actual score lines, are selected to be basic cut. So we need to change those to score, or in the, I'm not sure if it's just the beta version or if it's in the fully released version of Design Space as of this recording, but you also have the option to make it perforated. But I'm just going to use score and make sure these are attached. And we have to do the same thing for the lid. So let's select the lines, go to score, and then attach. Now all we'll have to do is save it, click make. Okay, I have uploaded the standard SVG, the file that I used in Illustrator, directly into Cricut. And as you can see, it is very, very sloppy. So let me zoom out here so you can see. And scroll down. And you can see that the hearts are different sizes, and it is just an absolute mess. So that's why they created a Cricut file, which is a Cricut SVG, and a standard SVG. But all of the pieces and parts are here, and you can absolutely break this apart and do all the work with it, but it's not even worth it. So I'm going to upload the other. So now this is the Cricut version of the download from templatemaker.nl. And as you can see, it has all your shapes that you need, but it looks like the score lines are missing. So you'll need to ungroup, click those, and then you can bring to front either by right click, bring to front, or you can take and drag, oops, or you can take the lines and actually drag them over in this side navigation and put them above the other parts. Here's all my pieces and supplies. So you'll need a tape runner or glue, your pieces, your two for the top, two for the bottom, and then you also have your sides for the bottom and the sides for the top. And I would suggest using a longer straight edge to help with folding those score lines. And we also have the center pieces for our B. I wanted to share with you that your heart shapes are not the exact same size, and there's actually a good reason for that. So one is the outside and one is the inside. So when I flip this over, you can see that the red heart is actually larger than the white heart. That means that we will use our tape runner or glue on the white heart and then attach the sides to that piece. The larger heart will then need tape on it or glue, and that will go on the outside, and it will hide all of the tape and the glue that you've used. So I'm speeding this up just to do a quick demo on how this process actually works. So I'm just using the straight edge to fold and crease the score lines that we had created and putting the strips together. Now I will use the inside piece, the smaller heart, and put your tape runner around it, and then start adding the strip to the shape. And this will be the same process for both sides of the box. I'm only going to show you one right now. And don't get discouraged if you're having problems and you're having to fiddle with it. As you can see, so am I. And pretty much everybody does, because you're working with a roundish type shape. So after you press everything down really good, then you'll go on to the top piece and add your tape on it. And stick it to the outside where it will hide all of the imperfections of putting the box together. Well, that's it. That is how easy it is to utilize TemplateMaker.nl to make a very simple project like our heart box. Now, I want to tell you some things that I learned along the way, and that is when you either open or import or upload, whatever the case may be, into your design program, that you keep your sections together. Like, for example, we have a lid and we had a base. Make sure you keep your lid grouped and you keep your base grouped. That way you won't end up having the issues that I did, because initially when I had completed the project, and you saw me designing just a few minutes ago, was that I actually put the Be Mine on the bottom, not on the top. I think that Template Maker is a great website and a great resource for crafters and crafters that also like to design their own products. If you are looking to sell any of your designs, make sure that you go to TemplateMaker.nl and look at their licensing, because there are specific things that you can't do. Like, for example, if you wanted to create this Be Mine box, and you wanted to sell the um, I think that template maker I think that template maker is a very good resource for makers everywhere. Whether you are making a project, for a gift, or you would like to make a frame for a picture, there are all different things that you can. No, no, see, I don't like any of that. That sounds stupid. I really like Template Maker. Uh, uh, hmm. I really appreciate the Template Maker website. It will help out with a lot of different crafts that I make. And you can even go as far as making lanterns and different things using those templates, which is fantastic. It takes a lot of the work out of sitting in a design program, whether that be Illustrator, Affinity Designer, Cricut Design Space, Silhouette, Studio, or any of the other programs that are out there, and actually trying to figure out and measure all the different pieces parts to make that 3D shape. I do want to tell you that if you are using Template Maker to make boxes and different things that you would like to sell, please look at the licensing on the website. It's right at the top on the top nav bar. It says license. It's a very loose license. However, please do not use any of their templates as digital downloads. That is one thing that is prohibited on the website. I hope you find Template Maker beneficial to both your design and your crafting experience. If you would like more tips and tricks and graphic design specifically for crafters, please click like and subscribe below. And I will see you in the next video. Bye, makers.